I have friends that love motorcycles. Some women are really into bikers. They're like, I just like a man who's dangerous, who can't afford a car, and who's definitely gonna die. But bikers are fascinating, right? What a uniquely American subculture. They're all about macho independence, right? They're all about independence. They're like, I just want to be out there on the road, just me and my bike alone with 30 other guys. Religions have negative stereotypes. Luckily, I'm Catholic, so I don't have to worry about that. Sometimes people don't believe me. They're like, are you really Catholic? No, I'm just saying that to impress you. I want to come across like I have good judgment. At this point, it's almost like Catholics are trying to lose followers. So like, what else can we do? What else? Why don't we make Bill Cosby Pope? Let's try that. Catholics have made an art of shrinking their religion. Even back to the Great Schism of 1054, where the Eastern Orthodox and the Roman Catholics split apart. The Orthodox were like, we want to celebrate Christmas in January. And the Catholics were like, we like pedophiles. I know, that one's hard for me, too. And then there was the Protestant Reformation. You didn't even know this is a religion history class, did you? No, there was the Protestant Reformation in the 1500s when Martin Luther, who probably thought he'd be the most famous Martin Luther. He's like, that's it, I'm the king of Martin Luthers. Don't be surprised if one day I get my own holiday. No, Martin Luther, he had those 95 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Right? Because at the time, the Catholic Church was super corrupt. Thankfully, it's not anymore. Some Catholics get really angry. They're like, well, you're so critical of the Catholic Church. Why even Catholic? Because I believe human beings are inherently flawed. That's one of the reasons. But mainly, I'm afraid of my wife. I don't think there's anything intrinsically wrong with organized religion. It's just the human interpretation, right? Most organized religions, God's saying a similar thing. He's like, I want you to love one another. And the humans are like, got it, got it. He said kill gay people. So, let's get to work. As a result, all organized religions are struggling right now. Muslims, they're killing it. Muslims are like, oh, Catholics, you think you can alienate people? Hold my hummus. Let me show you how it's done. And I'm sure some of you are looking at me like, hey, Jim, you look like a former Hitler Youth. What are your views on Judaism? I'd like to see you destroy your career tonight. Well, I'm not frightened. I'll tell you what I think. I think Judaism is perfect. There's nothing wrong with it, and I'd like to be in more feature films. That's some good old-fashioned pandering anti-Semitism. Really, the only organized religion, without you wondering, hey, why would Jim Gaffigan have a piano on stage? And what you may not realize is that I do not play the piano. Jim, that was... Really? Did he bring the piano just for that joke? That's pathetic. Good-looking crowd here. Wow. Very good-looking. Very good-looking crowd, right? Well, not all of you. You know, not all of you. But I'm not breaking any news, right? We know where we stand. Yeah, we learned from such an early age. Like, I remember kindergarten, the girls would chase the cute boys at recess, and let's just say I didn't do a lot of running. Or any running. I remember being 5 years old and going, oh, this is how it's gonna be. I'm gonna have to write some jokes. And I'll be hanging out with the fellas. I still hang out with the fellas. I had a friend during the lockdown who spent the entire time planning a guy's weekend every time I talked to him, he would make it sound less appealing. Like, dude, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna rent a cabin for a weekend. Just guys, no women. I'm already out. No. Think about it. Just guys, no women. We'll smoke cigars, play poker all weekend. Sounds horrible. You're not thinking it through. Just guys, no women for a whole weekend. Like we're in prison. I look forward to it. Every year, my brother Mitch goes on a golfing trip with 30 men. 30 men, they fly to Florida, they rent 3 houses, 10 men to a house. They play golf in the morning, they eat lunch together, play golf in the afternoon, then they go back to the houses, I don't know, have sex with each other. I don't know what they do, it sounds horrible. How much fellowship can you have? My brother's not gay, and obviously I wouldn't care if he was, but if he ever came out, he could be like, I gave you so many hints. Buddha always gets a keg for the playoffs. Buddha. You know, in real life, Buddha was thin. He wasn't even a big guy. They made him heavy to make the religion more appealing, because at that time, being heavy was a sign of success. Also at that time, being lighter skinned was a sign of success. So back then, I would have been like Jeff Bezos. Bezos. Who's your favorite billionaire pretend astronaut? Can you believe there's a choice? And it's not between just 2. We live in a day when billionaires are building their own rockets to fly to outer space, and no one's saying, are you sure they're paying all their taxes? Because I know some teachers that need supplies. It's like these billionaires are trying to execute the plan of a 5-year-old boy. When I grow up, I'm gonna be a bazillionaire. And I'm gonna build my own spaceship and fly to outer space. Okay, Jeffrey. But now it's time for bed. I almost feel sorry for the accountants of the billionaires. Because, you know, they were like, you had an amazing year. You made $40 billion. But I fudged the numbers so it looks like you broke even. As long as you lay low and don't draw attention, we should be fine. You got anything coming up? I built a rocket to fly to outer space. You know I meant to lay low on this planet. Does it matter if the rocket's shaped like a penis? I do enjoy the reasoning of the billionaires for going to space. They're like, I'm going to outer space, so eventually you can go to outer space. I'm going so you can go. I don't want to go to outer space. I want to go to Italy. Why don't you work on that? I saw a hitchhiker recently. You never see that anymore. Of course, today we no longer refer to them as hitchhikers. Now we call them murderers. Which is what they do. They murder the nice people that give them rides. Talk about a lack of gratitude. Thanks for picking me up. Stab. Hitchhiking disappeared because it was dangerous for both participants, right? The hitchhiker and the driver. And you know, at one point, there must have been like a murderer driving around looking to pick up a hitchhiker, and he picked up a hitchhiker who was also a murderer. And the driver was like, I'm gonna kill you. And the hitchhiker was like, I'm gonna kill you. And I bet they had a laugh. I bet they laughed. And then slowly but surely, they fell in love. And that's what my musical's about. It's called Hitched. Flew in Thursday, driving from the airport. I saw this guy on a motorcycle. He looked so happy. You know, and whenever I see a motorcyclist on the highway, I always have the same thought: you're gonna die. What are you doing on the highway? You're gonna die. And the only reason I say that is because they're gonna die. I don't even know what the thinking is. It's like, well, I have to travel a long distance. Should I take a car or this motorized chair with no seatbelt? If I sneeze, I'll never walk again. Live to ride and then die. I heard the motorcycle before I saw it. We've all heard those loud motorcycles. Wow, how small is his penis? And I didn't know this. The reason some motorcycles are so loud is because they want you to know they're gonna die.